Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into some serious treasure right in your pocket change. Believe it or not, some of those humble Lincoln pennies could be worth a small fortune. That's right, we're talking about 1-cent coins that have sold for thousands, even millions of dollars. In today's video, we're going to cover the top 30 most valuable ultra-rare Lincoln cents, and what makes each one so special. So stick around, because you might just have one of these hidden gems in your collection. Before we jump into the list, let's quickly talk about what makes a Lincoln cent worth so much. While some are valuable because of their age, most valuable pennies have unique features like rare mint errors, low mintages, or use of unusual materials. These pennies might look like any old cent at first glance, but collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the rare ones. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting and taking a close look at a real gem, the 1960 Lincoln cent. Now you might be wondering, how can a penny from the 1960s be worth thousands of dollars? Well, stick around, because I'm going to tell you all about the history, unique features, and the surprising value of this classic coin, and by the end, you'll know why some collectors are willing to pay over $80,000 for this tiny treasure. So first, let's take a quick trip down memory lane and talk about the Lincoln cent. The penny design we all recognize started back in 1909, with the introduction of the Lincoln wheat cent to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. This was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and it marked the start of a new era for American coins. Fast forward to 1959, and the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln Memorial cent to replace the wheat ears on the reverse side. This updated design featured the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the centennial anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design would continue to be used until 2008, making the Lincoln Memorial cent a staple in pocket change for decades. Now, let's talk specifically about the 1960 Lincoln cent. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where this penny was produced. In 1960, the U.S. Mint struck millions of these pennies, but a specific variety came out of that year's production, one that collectors went wild for, the 1960 small date Lincoln cent. So, why the fascination with the small date variety? The story here is that in 1960, there were two major versions of the date on these pennies, the small date and the large date. If you look closely, the numerals in the date are different in size, and the small date is generally rarer and more desirable. This wasn't just a minor printing difference, it was a whole design change that collectors took notice of. Here's where it gets interesting. The reason the 1960 small date is so valuable has to do with scarcity and demand. Because fewer small date pennies were produced than large date, they are much harder to come by. On top of that, collectors noticed that some of these small date pennies had additional unique features, such as doubling in the date and mint mark. This phenomenon is known as a double die. The combination of the rarity of the small date and the potential for these doubling errors means that this coin is highly sought after. These doubling errors make the coin appear as if it has a shadow or a doubled effect on certain parts of the design, which adds to its collectability and value. So, let's get down to the question we've all been waiting for. How much is a 1960 small date Lincoln penny worth today? Well, if you happen to have a 1960 small date penny in pristine condition, what coin collectors call MS-67 or MS-68 grade, you're in luck. Recently, a 1960 small date penny sold for a staggering $82,933 at auction. That's right, over $80,000 for a penny. Of course, not every 1960 small date penny is worth that much. The value depends on the coin's condition, any unique errors, and how well it's been preserved over the years. Generally, an uncirculated 1960 small date can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars if it's in great condition. If you're curious whether you have one of these valuable pennies, here's what to look for. First, compare the date. The 6 in the small date variety is higher, and the 0 is smaller and more oval-shaped. In the large date variety, the numerals appear larger and more even with each other. Take a look at your coin with a magnifying glass or microscope if possible. This is where those fine details make all the difference. And remember, if you think you might have a valuable penny, consider getting it graded by a professional grading service, like PCGS or NGC, as they can help determine its true market value. Now that you know about the 1960 Lincoln cent, you might be wondering where to sell it if you happen to have one. The market for rare coins like this one is incredibly active, especially on online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, or through specialized coin dealers. Auctions can often yield the highest prices, especially if your coin is graded and certified. The coin market fluctuates, but because of the historical value and rarity of the 1960 small date, these pennies generally hold their value well. So, if you're lucky enough to have one, you could be holding onto a small fortune. So, there you have it. The 1960 small date Lincoln cent might be tiny, but it's got big value if you find the right one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos about rare coins and collectibles. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of the rarest and most intriguing pennies in U.S. coin history, the 1979 Nomen Mark Lincoln penny. This tiny copper coin, usually worth only a cent, has captivated collectors around the world and recently hit record market values, with some selling for thousands of dollars. So, what makes this penny so special? How did it get its value? And could you have one hiding in your pocket right now? Stick around as we uncover all these details and more. Before we get into the specifics of the 1979 Nomen Mark penny, let's take a quick look at the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This was the first U.S. coin to feature an actual historical figure, rather than symbolic imagery, setting a new standard for American coins. Originally, it had a Wheatear reverse design, but in 1959, the design switched to the iconic Lincoln Memorial we see today. The Lincoln penny has since been minted at 3 major U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Usually, each mint leaves a distinct mark on the coin. Philadelphia pennies generally have no mint mark, while Denver pennies bear a D, and San Francisco pennies have an S. But in 1979, something unusual happened that would make a small number of these pennies highly sought after. So, what's so special about the 1979 Nomen Mark penny? Normally, coins produced in Philadelphia after 1980 don't carry any mint mark. However, prior to that time, every penny minted at Philadelphia should have a P mark. In 1979, for reasons not entirely clear, a small number of pennies were struck without the Philadelphia mint mark. This created a rare version of the 1979 penny that coin collectors noticed years later. Since this era was discovered, the 1979 Nomen Mark penny has become one of the most popular and valuable Lincoln cents for collectors. Some believe it was an oversight during the minting process, but regardless of how it happened, this penny remains a fascinating collectible today. So, how does a simple error turn a penny worth 1 cent into a coin valued at tens of thousands of dollars? The value of coins like the 1979 Nomen Mark Lincoln cent is determined by a few key factors: rarity, demand, and condition. Rarity. Because this Nomen Mark variety was produced in limited quantities, it's hard to come by. The scarcity makes it a holy grail for collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents. Demand. Lincoln pennies are one of the most widely collected coins in the U.S. Because of the sheer popularity of the series, any unique variety is immediately in high demand among enthusiasts. Condition. Condition is crucial for coin value. If a 1979 Nomen Mark penny is in uncirculated or mint condition, its value can be significantly higher than one that's been in circulation. So, what is the current market value for this elusive coin? Recently, one of these pennies in near-perfect condition sold for over $62,000. That's right, $62,933 to be exact. Not every 1979 Nomen Mark penny will reach this price, but well-preserved coins have consistently sold for thousands of dollars in recent years. The exact value can depend on the coin's condition and the specific interest of the buyer. High-grade versions of the 1979 no-mint mark penny in mint condition or with little wear can fetch premium prices at auction. And if you have one that's been graded by a trusted authority like PCGS or NGC, that certification can further increase its value. Now the big question: how can you tell if you have one of these valuable 1979 no-mint mark pennies? First, you'll want to check the year. If the date says 1979 and there's no mint mark, you might just have a rare coin. Look for the date. Examine the penny for the 1979 date. If there's no mint mark, you might have a rare find on your hands. Check condition. The closer to mint condition, the higher the potential value. Get it authenticated. Consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to verify its authenticity and condition, especially if you're hoping to sell. The 1979 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a remarkable piece of numismatic history. It's a symbol of how sometimes the smallest minting error can create a big impact in the coin collecting world. If you're lucky enough to find one in your change or your coin collection, take a closer look. You might be holding a small fortune in your hands. Who knew a penny could be worth more than $60,000? So, don't forget to check your pennies closely. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next numismatic adventure. Let us know in the comments if you'd like us to cover more rare and valuable coins. Thanks for watching. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters! Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're exploring a surprising gem in the world of Lincoln pennies, the 1980 D-Mint mark Lincoln penny. Would you believe that one of these coins recently sold for a whopping $59,888? That's right. What seems like just an ordinary penny could actually be worth a fortune. So, grab your magnifying glass, because we're going to break down the history, design, what makes this coin so special, and why collectors are paying top dollar for it. First, let's rewind the clock to the year 1980. The Lincoln cent, which features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, has been a staple in U.S. currency since 1909. The D-Mint mark on this coin tells us that it was struck at the Denver Mint, which produced millions of these pennies that year. But not all of these coins are created equal. At first glance, the 1980 D penny seems like an everyday coin. Millions were minted, after all. However, certain factors, such as minting errors and condition, make some of these pennies far more valuable than others. What collectors are after is an error-free coin in pristine condition, or what we call mint state. And yes, you heard that right. An example of this penny in mint state recently sold at auction for $59,888. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1980 D Lincoln penny. On the obverse, we have Victor David Brenner's iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln. This design has been used on U.S. cents since 1909, making it one of the longest-running designs in American coinage. On the reverse, we see the image of the Lincoln Memorial, which first appeared on pennies in 1959, marking the 50th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. But here's something interesting about the 1980 D penny. Collectors prize it not only for its history but for any subtle variations, especially errors in the mint mark or other unusual features that might have occurred during the minting process. So why is this penny worth so much? The answer lies in two words: condition and rarity. First, let's talk about condition. Coins are graded on a scale of 1 to 70, with a 70 representing a perfect coin, free from any scratches, blemishes, or signs of wear. A 1980 D penny graded at MS68 or MS69, near perfect or perfect, can fetch a high price because they are incredibly rare. Most pennies from this year circulated widely, so finding one in near perfect condition is tough. Next is rarity. Some of these coins were struck with slight variations or errors, such as a double die error, off-center strikes, or other imperfections. Even the tiniest variation can add thousands of dollars to the coin's value because these rare variations are highly sought after by collectors. Alright, now that we know why it's valuable, let's talk about how to determine if your 1980 penny might be worth something. Here are some key factors. Condition. Look for coins with little to no wear, scratches, or discoloration. Coins that appear fresh and untouched by circulation will be more valuable. Mint mark and date clarity. Make sure the mint mark and the date are clear and well defined. Coins with blurred or faded features may not hold as high a value. Errors. Check for any minting errors. Common errors in coins can include double die, off-center strikes, and die cracks. Each of these errors can drastically increase the coin's value. Grade verification. If you think you have a high-quality 1980 penny, consider getting it professionally graded. Professional grading services, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), provide an official grade, which helps validate its worth to potential buyers. So, what are collectors willing to pay for the perfect 1980 penny today? Recently, a near-perfect 1980 Lincoln penny was auctioned for an astonishing $59,888. Most of these pennies won't sell for that amount, but high-quality, error-free specimens in mint state can fetch anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars. If you have a 1980 penny in very good condition, it's worth doing a bit of research to see how much you could potentially make. But remember, rarity and condition are everything. Even a single scratch could lower the value considerably. Now, let's talk about what to do if you think you have a valuable 1980 penny. First, get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Once graded, you have options. You could list it on popular auction sites like eBay or even consider a live auction through heritage auction houses specializing in coins. Make sure you research recent sales for similar pennies to get an idea of its potential value. And remember, sometimes patience pays off. Coins of historical significance and high quality tend to appreciate over time, especially as more collectors enter the market. And there you have it, folks. The 1980 Mint Mark Lincoln penny is a great example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become a collector's treasure. If you're a coin enthusiast or just getting started, make sure to check your pocket change and those old piggy banks. You might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Let us know in the comments if you've come across any rare pennies or other valuable coins in your collection. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next coin treasure hunt. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Today, we're diving into one of the most surprising coins that has taken the collecting world by storm. The 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. This unassuming coin that might even be lurking in your change jar could be worth an eye-popping $71,911. So what makes this penny so valuable? Stick around as we break down its history, the reasons behind its value, and what to look for if you're lucky enough to have one in your collection. First, let's take a quick look back to understand what makes the 1982 penny so special. In 1982, the U.S. Mint made a significant change to the composition of the 1-cent coin. For nearly 2 decades before this, from 1962 to early 1982, the penny was minted using 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint decided to change the penny's composition to 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating. This shift saved a lot of money for the government, as zinc was much cheaper than copper. But this transition didn't happen all at once. During 1982, pennies were produced in both the older copper version and the new zinc version. This meant that there were multiple types of pennies released that year, creating a lot of variety, and in some cases, confusion for collectors. There were large date pennies, small date pennies, copper compositions, zinc compositions, and even no mint mark pennies. The lack of a mint mark, which indicates the coin was produced in Philadelphia, is what really makes some of these coins rare and desirable. So, why is the 1982 no mint mark penny so valuable? Well, it all comes down to a rare combination of factors: composition, date style, and the lack of a mint mark. Most 1982 pennies are common, but this particular variety, the 1982 D no mint mark, small date, copper penny, is exceedingly rare. Only a very limited number were made, either due to an error or a very short production run. This specific type is estimated to weigh 3.11 grams, the standard weight for a copper penny, while zinc pennies only weigh about 2.5 grams. Finding a 1982 no mint mark copper penny in uncirculated or mint condition could mean you're holding onto a potential jackpot. Collectors recommend weighing any 1982 no mint mark penny you find to determine if it's made of copper or zinc. A weight of 3.11 grams confirms copper, while a weight of 2.5 grams indicates zinc. But remember, it's not just any 1982 penny that's worth a lot, it has to be the small date version, no mint mark, and in pristine condition. So, what's driving the sky-high value of this penny? It's the coin's rarity and the mystery surrounding it. In 2017, a 1982 D small date copper penny without a mint mark was sold for a jaw-dropping $18,800. But this value has only climbed over time. With more collectors searching for this variety and its rarity increasing, the demand has surged. Now, one of these pennies has been valued at an incredible $71,911 at auction. That's right, a single penny valued higher than most cars, simply due to its uniqueness and scarcity. This makes it one of the most valuable coins from the 1980s. For collectors, this represents the holy grail of modern Lincoln pennies. The current market value for a 1982 no mint mark copper penny with a small date is around $71,911, but the exact price can vary based on the coin's condition and demand. If you have one in mint or uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on an even bigger fortune. These coins are so rare that many collectors have never seen one in person, and as time goes on, their value could keep climbing. With the recent explosion in coin collecting interest, many experts believe that high-grade examples of rare coins like the 1982 no mint mark penny will only go up in value. So, holding on to these unique finds could be a wise investment for the future. Wondering if you might have one of these valuable coins? Here's a quick checklist to see if your 1982 penny is the one collectors are after. First, check for no mint mark below the date. Next, look at the date itself. It should be the smaller, distinct date font used on the small date varieties. Finally, weigh the penny. If it weighs around 3.11 grams, you might have the valuable copper version. If you believe you have one of these coins, consider getting it authenticated by a professional coin grader or dealer. Verification from experts like the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, can add credibility and value to your coin. In the world of coin collecting, it's often the small, rare errors that make the biggest difference, and the 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a prime example of this. So, go check your change jars, your old wallets, or even your grandparents' penny collections. Who knows? You might just find a small treasure hidden in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos on rare coins and collectibles. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like and comment down below. Have you ever come across a valuable coin in your collection? We'd love to hear your story. Stay tuned for more exciting videos. And remember, the next penny you pick up could be worth thousands. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're a coin enthusiast, a collector, or just curious about rare coins that could make you a small fortune, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we're diving into the story of one of the most valuable Lincoln cents in recent times, the 1983 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Not only has this coin captured the attention of collectors, but it's also commanded prices up to a whopping $88,000. So, what makes this little penny so valuable? Let's jump right in. To understand why this 1983 penny is so special, let's take a quick look at its background. The Lincoln Penny series was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the design of the Lincoln cent has gone through several changes, but it remained copper-based until 1982. In 1982, due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint made a big change, switching the penny's composition from mostly copper to mostly zinc, with a thin copper coating. This switch continued into 1983, making it the first full year that pennies were produced entirely from copper-plated zinc instead of solid copper. And this is where things start to get interesting. Now you might be wondering, what's so special about this 1983 penny? Well, here's the twist. In 1983, a small number of Lincoln pennies were accidentally minted with the wrong composition. Instead of using the new copper-plated zinc planchets, they were struck on leftover copper planchets from 1982. This error wasn't discovered until years later, and as a result, these copper pennies from 1983 are incredibly rare. When collectors and coin experts finally recognized this mistake, the hunt was on. People began checking their old change and penny collections, hoping to find one of these rare treasures. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 1983 copper pennies? First, grab a 1983 penny and weigh it. A standard zinc 1983 penny weighs about 2.5 grams, while the rare copper 1983 penny weighs about 3.1 grams, just like the pennies made in 1982. If your 1983 penny weighs around 3.1 grams, congratulations! You might just have a highly valuable coin on your hands. But keep in mind, weighing your penny is just the first step. Authenticating a rare coin requires an expert, so it's best to have it professionally evaluated by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Why exactly is this 1983 penny worth so much money? The answer lies in its rarity and demand. Only a few of these copper 1983 pennies have ever been found, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for such a unique piece of history. The fact that it's an era coin from a transitional year, and that it's technically an accident, makes it even more desirable among collectors. The most valuable 1983 copper penny to date sold for an impressive $88,112 at auction. This amount reflects not just the rarity of the coin but also its condition. Coins in pristine condition, without scratches or blemishes, are especially sought after. Now you might be wondering, what does no mint mark mean, and does it add to the value? When we say no mint mark on a 1983 penny, we're referring to the fact that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Traditionally, Philadelphia minted coins don't bear a mint mark, and it wasn't until later that the P was added to some coins. So, the lack of a mint mark on this penny is expected and doesn't necessarily add to its value. The real value of this coin lies in the rare copper composition error rather than the lack of a mint mark. But remember, both these factors together create an unusual, collectible piece. Let's talk about the current market value of this coin. With a recent high of $88,000, the value of a 1983 copper penny depends on a few factors. First and foremost is its condition. Coins in mint, or near mint condition tend to fetch the highest prices. Second, market demand for rare coins can fluctuate, so values can vary depending on how many collectors are actively searching for this specific coin. Right now, even if your 1983 copper penny isn't in perfect condition, it could still be worth thousands of dollars. And in top condition, it could easily be auctioned for tens of thousands. That's why it's crucial to preserve any potential error coins you find, as every little scratch can impact their value. Alright, so maybe you've weighed your 1983 penny, and it's looking good. What should you do next? First, reach out to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. They can authenticate and grade your coin, which is essential if you want to sell it to serious collectors. Once graded, you can consider selling your coin through auctions, either online on platforms like eBay or through professional auction houses that specialize in rare coins. Auction houses tend to have a network of buyers who are actively looking for these rare finds, which can increase your chances of a high return. So, what does the future hold for the 1983 copper penny? As time goes on and fewer of these error coins are likely to be found, their value could continue to increase. Coins with unusual stories, especially errors like this one, tend to become even more desirable with time, making them excellent investments for serious collectors. But, as always, investing in rare coins has its risks. Market demand can fluctuate, and prices aren't guaranteed to keep rising. That said, holding on to a rare piece of history like this is an exciting opportunity. Alright, that wraps up today's deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew that a small copper error from 40 years ago could be worth $88,000 today? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin and collectible insights, and leave a comment below if you're checking your change for one of these rare pennies. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting coins in recent U.S. history, the 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. This isn't your average penny. Believe it or not, some of these 1995 pennies are currently valued as high as $56,001. Let's first understand a bit about the 1995 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, featuring President Abraham Lincoln. Over the years, these pennies have undergone many design updates, but in 1995, there was something unique that has collectors buzzing. In 1995, most pennies were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, marked by a small P or D letter right below the year on the coin. But as many collectors know, Philadelphia minted coins traditionally have no mint mark. So technically, every Philadelphia penny from 1995 would appear to be a no mint mark coin. But what makes certain 1995 pennies so valuable? It's because of a unique error that occurred during the minting process, known as a double die obverse error. This specific error created doubling, most noticeably on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. You can spot this by looking carefully at these areas on the coin. The doubling effect is very clear, even without a microscope, which is rare for a penny error. This error caught the attention of collectors quickly, leading to a surge in value for any well-preserved examples. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. Just how much can this 1995 penny be worth? Well, recent sales have valued top-quality versions of this coin at an astonishing $56,001. That's right, a single penny from 1995 could be worth more than a brand new car. But keep in mind, this high value is only for coins in exceptional condition. We're talking about coins that have been graded as MS69, or nearly perfect mint state, by professional grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. On average, a 1995 double die penny in circulated condition might be worth $20 to $50. If it's in lower mint state grades, like MS63, values could be in the hundreds. But if you're lucky enough to have a near-perfect MS69 version, that's when the value skyrockets to $56,001 or more. So, how do you know if you have one of these valuable pennies? Here's what you need to look for. Text overlay appears on screen with each bullet point as the narrator speaks. Look for doubling. Check the words Liberty and In God We Trust for any signs of doubling. The letters should look as if they're slightly overlapping or doubled. Inspect the coin's condition. Condition plays a huge role in the value of a coin. The more pristine the penny, the higher the value. Consider professional grading. If you believe you've found a 1995 double die penny in excellent condition, it might be worth getting it professionally graded. PCGS and NGC are reputable grading services that can certify your coin's authenticity and grade, which is essential for selling at top dollar. Okay, so we know this coin is valuable and how to spot it, but why is it so rare? During the minting process, double dies occur when a coin die, the tool that stamps images onto blank coins, is struck more than once. In 1995, a batch of dies experienced this error, and as a result, some of the pennies stamped with those dies showed noticeable doubling. This type of error doesn't happen very often, especially in such a clear and obvious way, which is why collectors are willing to pay such high prices for this particular double die. So, could you have one of these incredibly valuable 1995 double die pennies hiding in your pocket change or coin jar? It's possible. If you come across a 1995 penny, Take a close look, because it might just be worth more than you think. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins and collectibles, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. And let us know in the comments, have you ever found a valuable penny like this? Or is there a different coin you want us to cover next? Until next time, happy hunting, and good luck with your coin collection. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a tiny coin that's making a big splash, the 2002 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, this small, unassuming coin may just be worth a lot more than a cent. Some of these pennies are reportedly going for as high as $6,001 on the market, so let's break down what makes them special, how to identify them, and whether your 2002 Lincoln penny could be your next big find. Let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin's obverse or heads side features Lincoln's iconic profile. Since its release, the Lincoln penny has undergone several changes, both in design and composition. In 1982, a big change came when the U.S. Mint switched the composition of the penny from 95% copper to a primarily zinc coin with a thin copper plating. This change meant that the penny's weight dropped and made it less expensive to produce. That's the type of penny we still use today, including the 2002 Lincoln penny. Now, what does no mint mark mean? Simply put, a mint mark is a small letter stamped on the coin that indicates which U.S. Mint facility produced it. Usually, you'll see a P for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco on various coins. In the case of pennies, coins minted in Philadelphia traditionally didn't have a mint mark. This was true for most Lincoln pennies until recently. So, if you have a 2002 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, that usually means it was minted in Philadelphia and isn't necessarily rare on its own. But don't tune out just yet. There are still factors that can make this particular coin valuable. Here's where things get interesting. Not every 2002 no-mint mark penny is worth a fortune, but some unique features or conditions can make them very valuable. Condition. Like most coins, the 2002 Lincoln penny's value can skyrocket if it's in exceptional condition. Pennies in mint state, MS grades of MS 65, MS 66, or higher can be worth a lot more than face value. Errors or variations, coins with mint errors are highly sought after by collectors. These errors could include double dies, off-centers, or other unusual marks. Sometimes, a coin can appear slightly thicker or have a doubling effect on the date, or lettering. Check your penny carefully under a magnifying glass or microscope to spot these anomalies. Special market demand, collecting trends vary, and certain coins gain popularity over time. Right now, some Lincoln pennies, including the 2002 no-mint mark, have become increasingly desirable. Collectors are willing to pay a premium to fill in gaps in their collections, especially for high-grade or unique coins. So, how can you tell if your 2002 Lincoln penny is valuable? Let's go through some key things to look for. Check the grade. If your penny looks untouched and has sharp details, you could have a high-grade coin. Consider getting it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, as they can confirm its value and provide a certified grade. Inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass to look for any doubling, especially around the date. In God We Trust, or Liberty. Error coins are rare, but they can be worth quite a bit if you find one. Look for wear. If the penny shows signs of circulation, such as scratches or dull spots, it may not be worth much beyond face value. But if it's shiny and nearly flawless, that's a good sign. Alright, here's the big question. How much can a 2002 no-mint mark Lincoln penny actually be worth? In general, a circulated 2002 penny isn't worth much, maybe only slightly above face value. However, an uncirculated 2002 Lincoln penny in pristine condition can go for $1 to $10, and some high-grade examples have recently sold for as much as $6,001. This price point is extremely rare and usually applies only to coins with an MS 68 or higher grade with some unique appeal to collectors. If you believe your 2002 penny is valuable, here are a few ways to sell it. Coin dealers. Reputable coin dealers can help assess your coin and may even make an offer to buy it. Just be sure to research their reputation first. Online marketplaces. Sites like eBay, heritage auctions, or great collections are great platforms where collectors are actively looking to buy valuable coins. Just make sure to check the platform's guidelines and compare prices to get an idea of its potential worth. Coin shows and auctions. Coin shows are also a great place to showcase your coin, where you'll find dealers and other collectors who may be interested in purchasing it. There you have it, the fascinating world of the 2002 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. While not every 2002 penny will be worth a fortune, high quality and unique ones might just surprise you. Who would have thought a penny could be worth thousands, right? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell to stay updated on all things coin collecting. Drop a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin or have any questions. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Hey there, coin collectors and curious minds! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of modern coins, and yes, we're talking about a coin you probably have lying around at home, the 2012 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. But here's the twist. This humble penny could actually be worth a small fortune, with recent sales reportedly reaching up to $9,888. So, what's going on with this coin? Let's uncover the details behind the history, rarity, and why collectors are going crazy for it. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk a little bit about the Lincoln penny itself. The iconic Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, celebrating President Abraham Lincoln's legacy. It was the first American coin to feature a president's portrait. Since then, it's gone through several design changes, like the wheat ears on the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, and now, the Union Shield that we see on today's pennies. Over the years, different U.S. mints have produced these pennies, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Usually, coins from each mint are stamped with a P, D, or S, indicating where they were minted. However, coins from the Philadelphia Mint are often struck without a mint mark, which is why our 2012 no-mint mark penny doesn't have one. So, what makes the 2012 no-mint mark Lincoln penny special? You might be wondering, isn't it just like any other penny from Philadelphia? Well, that's mostly true, but there are some rare instances and unique errors in coins that can make them significantly more valuable to collectors. In the coin collecting world, small mistakes made during the minting process can turn ordinary coins into high-value items. These errors can include double die errors, where parts of the image appear doubled, off-center strikes, or even die cracks. Some 2012 Lincoln pennies with no mint mark have been found with such errors, sparking high demand among collectors. But even well-preserved, perfect examples, especially those graded at high mint state levels like MS67 or MS68, are getting attention. Alright, let's talk about coin grading for a second. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being absolutely perfect. A high mint state grade means a coin has been very well preserved, showing little to no wear. Now, a regular 2012 penny that's been circulated isn't likely to be worth much beyond its face value. But when a 2012 no-mint mark penny is found in top-notch condition, the value can skyrocket. So, just how much can these pennies be worth? In recent auctions, a pristine, high-grade 2012 no-mint mark penny has gone for up to $9,888. This eye-popping price tag isn't common, but it shows how much collectors are willing to pay for a coin with that perfect mix of rarity, condition, and demand. Now, you might be thinking, how can I tell if my 2012 penny is one of these rare, high-value ones? Good question. Let's go through a few tips on how you can check your pennies at home. Check the year and mint mark. Look for the 2012 date, and confirm there's no mint mark under the date. This means it was likely minted in Philadelphia. Inspect for errors. Look closely for any signs of double die errors, die cracks, or off-center striking. These can increase your coin's value significantly. Evaluate the condition. Is it shiny and free of scratches? The fewer marks and wear it has, the better chance it has to be graded highly if you choose to send it in. Consider professional grading. If you think you have a high-grade penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can assess its condition and give it an official grade, which will help in determining its market value. The value of coins can fluctuate based on collector interest and auction results. Right now, with reports of some 2012 no-mint mark pennies reaching almost $10,000, there's a surge of interest in modern coins. If you have a high-grade example of a 2012 penny, or even another modern penny in perfect condition, now might be a great time to get it checked out. To keep up with values, you can use online resources like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or PCGS to see what similar coins are selling for. This way, you can get a sense of the current market and determine if you're sitting on a potential jackpot. Alright, coin enthusiasts, that's a wrap on today's video about the 2012 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Who would have thought a penny could be worth nearly $10,000, right? If you enjoyed learning about the potential treasure in your pocket, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next coin hunting adventure. And let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare penny or what other coins you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!